All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Happy Highest You live cast. For those of you new to my page, I'm Kim Leskovic, the host of this little live cast series. And I'm a spiritual wellness coach, and I'm really passionate about helping people find tools such as essential oils, yoga, meditation, that really help them feel empowered and inspired to live each day to their fullest and to choose happiness, to choose love, and to choose however it is they want to feel each day. So I love giving people the tools that have worked for me, giving them ideas, and sharing my story. I'm really, you might have seen my Instagram post about my past, a past breakup, and just really being vulnerable with you guys about the heart chakra, which is what I'm on here to talk to you guys tonight about, is the heart chakra. So I actually, for the past 3 episodes, have been going through the root chakra, the sacral chakra, solar plexus, and now we are on to the heart today. So there are 7 energy centers within our body called the chakras, for those of you that might be jumping on here and haven't seen the other ones. But yeah, I basically each week am covering a little brief overview about what these chakras are and how you can kind of balance them if they're excessive or if they're weak or just out of balance in general. So I would love it if you would comment, like, share this video. If any of it resonates with you, please share whatever thoughts you have, as well as share it with someone you think that might need to hear this. I'll be getting kind of personal with my story and kind of my experience with the heart chakra, and I just hope that my story can shed light on the fact that we are not alone in balancing these, of working through these feelings, and really just remembering that love is at our core. And so as I was kind of creating that Instagram post and kind of diving back into my past and looking at my transformation of where I'm at, where I've been, I suddenly felt like literally heaviness and like a stabbing pain in the back of my back, in the middle of my back. And so I was like, oh my gosh, it's so funny. I'm like writing this post about the heart chakra, and here I am with a heavy heart. And so I immediately, after I posted it, went and I was like, okay, I'm going to do some heart openers before this live. I put Breathe essential oil into the diffuser, and that is one of my favorite oils to just remind myself to breathe, that everything's going to be okay, that and it just helps me to feel so much lighter. I'll go into a little bit about what that pain and that blockage was associated with and why that has to do with the heart chakra. But yeah, I put in Breathe essential oil. I also applied another essential oil I'm going to be talking about to my wrists, my back, and yeah, and then I just took a couple inhales of it off my wrist as I was doing some heart opening postures of yoga that I'll talk to you guys about too. But it's just really cool that even when I'm like going back into my story, like digging up some of these feelings that might need to still be addressed, it's really cool that I do have these empowerment tools to go to and reach for and just be able to shift whatever I'm feeling with an essential oil that's just pure high vibe energy from nature, is just so powerful. And it's just so amazing that I can share these with you guys, that I'm just grateful that I have them in my life. And that's my mission, is to spread this knowledge and this practice that I find helpful to you guys as well. And so going off of that, I'll just kind of describe a little bit about what the heart chakra has to do with. So going into a little bit about what a blocked heart chakra might look like. Like I said, I was holding my chest a lot, so because I could feel it in the middle of my back. And we have to remember our chakras aren't just in the front or back of our bodies. It actually just goes like straight through, if you want to think about it that way. But it's both sides. So if you feel it in your back, if you feel it in your sternum, that's definitely associated with the heart chakra, and meaning that you can take steps to bring that back into balance, to feel lighter, to feel more airy. And so a weak one, like I said, is that pressure over the sternum or the heart center. You might have trouble getting a deep breath, or it's hard to breathe. So funny, I put breathe in the diffuser. You feel isolated and you feel fearful towards relationships. So if you haven't seen my post, go back, check it out. It's all about just breakups. And then along with breakups comes that fear of starting over, that fear of starting new, that fear of eliminating those walls we put up and really opening ourselves back up to what it is that is love and what love is around us and who we are as love. And so an excessive chakra for the heart chakra can look like you're giving everything away. You're giving up so much and not being able to receive love in your relationships. You might just focus on others so much, you're ignoring yourself, and you're also like living through others' lives. And so with that, with the comparison, with social media, with living through other people's lives and not focusing on your own love and your own self and your own truth, that's where we can really start having feelings of jealousy and comparison, like I said. And that's the total opposite of love. And so that can create anger, resentment, just all these negative feelings we don't really want. And so that's how we know when these things are coming up, when we feel triggered by social media, when we feel triggered by what someone said or what someone's doing, or that you're not involved. We have to kind of take a step back and really check into why is this upsetting me? What's the root cause of whatever this trigger is, and how can I see it with love, and how can I give myself more love in this moment? I think that's really powerful too. Is it's hard to go deep with ourselves. It's hard to ask ourselves those questions. And so when we can ask how we can love ourselves through the process, I think that can be very powerful and comforting, and allowing ourselves to go there more often, and to allow ourselves to continue to jot down further notes about what's going on. I'm just going to make sure over here that everything's all good really quick. I don't want to miss any comments. Okay, I think I should be good. Okay, should be good. And so, yeah, that's a little bit about what the heart chakra would look like if you had any blocks, or that if you needed to kind of find ways to balance that out more. And the color that's associated with the heart chakra is the color green, and it is also the sign of air. So when I like to think of when this chakra is balanced, I feel really light and airy and free. And air is also expansive, it's calming, it's energizing. All feelings of just like feeling really good and light and free, like I said. And so when that's balanced, we can see how it's easy to expand that not only to ourselves but to other people. And I think I mentioned this before, but it's really important that we do give the reminder to ourselves and other people, if we are going through a hard time with relationships, that we don't need, and I'm sure you've heard this over and over again, and maybe you're not ready to hear it yet, but we already are love. We already were love before the relationship. We are love during it. We're love after it. And it's just a matter of tuning into that vibrational frequency and giving ourselves that stillness and that space to kind of go there, like I said, and rediscover that love and remember that love. I think it's all a process of really remembering, because sometimes when we're in relationships, we create our own reality by our thoughts and what we think is happening. And so when that's disrupted, when we break up and it's over and all of our thoughts were wrong, it's just a matter of remembering and choosing our thoughts and choosing love again. And so it's a process. I was there and I know, but I think that's just a good reminder that we were always love, and we might be questioning it. We might be questioning our decisions, but ultimately the reason why we did it, the reason why we were in that situation, and the reason why we might feel angry is because we want love. We all desire this feeling and this state of being in our lives. And so, with that, I just kind of wanted to share. I wrote down because I was doing some yoga and this popped into my head. But oftentimes, like, we might have our breakup. Say it's like been so long ago. Say it's been like 10 years. And we might think we're over it. But I keep saying to go there, ask yourself the questions, go deep. But you might not have ever given yourself space or time to do that. You might not even know what that looks like or means. But how I like to do it is I like to, like I said, get into my body with yoga, use essential oils to literally like shift that energetic pattern and clear space, cleanse energy that's no longer serving me. But also journaling. That's been really helpful in really like getting it out and rewriting my story and rewriting what it is I want to feel like, as well as forgiveness practices. So I mentioned clearing and cleansing, but also like forgiving through journaling is really powerful too. I love writing letters to my 16-year-old self, to my 2-year-old self. Letters that really just allow her to know that it's okay and to know that she's loved, and to know that there's so much more out there if she just can keep going and believe and keep doing her best. So I think there's power in writing a letter to yourself, whether that's now or in the past or in the future. That could be really cool too. But I think it's really cool to express that love to yourself in the form of writing. And so I wrote down, we can think we're over it, but later see common triggers or situations that make us feel bad, feel anxious, feel angry, or irritated. So I know this has happened to me, and it might be happening to you, where you're like, why is this coming up? It's been so long. I haven't even thought about whoever in years, or I haven't even thought about that bad situation. It doesn't even have to be necessarily like a breakup. It could have to do with like a childhood experience where you didn't feel loved in that moment. And so you might be triggered by that, by going back with your family, or going back with that friend group, or seeing that person. And so, or just being in an audition or situation that brings up that feeling of wanting to be loved and wanting to be worthy and accepted. And so oftentimes, if we don't go back and heal and address and forgive and know that we are loved in that moment and know that we are loved now, we can keep getting triggered by it. And it's just life's way, it's the universe's way of telling us that we need to heal this in order to grow and be better and to feel fulfilled and loved even deeper. And so that's something I'm really passionate about. I don't want a mediocre life. I want to feel fulfilled. I want to feel as much love as possible. And that's really why I dived into the chakras. I knew there was something more out there for me. I knew that I wanted to understand myself better. I wanted to have more confidence to be able to find my purpose and passion. And I was sick of just feeling victim and feeling like this was all that life was, because I was so unhappy. As much as it may have seemed like I was happy, or as much as I would have just shown up every day and gave my best effort, I knew there was something more that took that happiness to a way higher level. And so that kind of has to do with my name too, of Happy Highest You. It's all about like feeling the highest love you can and the highest version of yourself every single day, and that ultimately will make you happy. And when you come in and out of that, obviously we aren't that happy highest version of ourselves all the time. I mentioned this in my last video, I think, but it's okay. And that's what the chakras are here for, to remind us to create balance within our lives and to show up where we need to show up and do the work. And so that's just something that I'm really passionate about too. But yeah, so I think that quote just kind of reminded me of the work and what the chakras are here for us to acknowledge and to do. But then also, as I was kind of doing my yoga movement, I was thinking about heart openers in general in the yoga world. And for those of you that are new to yoga, it's all about just like opening your chest, relaxing your shoulders, and just like pouring that energy that we're talking about with the sternum outward. And some poses for this, if you want to like Google them and try them, would be cactus arms is one of my favorites. So you literally just do like goalpost arms on both sides. I'll show you guys. And you just like press your shoulder blades together, and that's cactus arms. And that, I love that one in sun A's or just whenever I can. It's a great like expansion over your heart. And then I wrote down camel. So I just did a camel before this live video too, and we learned in yoga training that camel's associated with facing your fears, because you are in a back bend and your head's upside down, and that can be quite scary for some people, just the positioning. But where there is love, there is no fear, is the quote that came to mind when I was in that pose. And I think it's so true. As much as we can open our hearts and the more love we can pour out, you see it everywhere now, where just choose love, love wins. And it's so relevant, because when we can even close our eyes and think of love, what it means, what it feels like, what the sensations are, is it warm, is it light, is it tingling within our body, if we can tap into that energy in any given moment, when we're feeling frustrated, when we're feeling angry, when we're feeling hopeless or sad, it can really help us to like remember and to know that everything's going to be okay, even if it's not right now, even if you're frustrated. That feeling that you feel when you close your eyes and you think about that, that's real. And knowing that that's real knows that it can be part of your life. It's just a matter of being able to create those feelings more often within your environment and within your relationships. And so another pose for yoga, while I'm just on that topic, would be bridge pose. So you're laying on your back, your feet are close to your bottom, and your knees are facing up. And what you're going to do is you're going to lift, you're going to have your hands rest by your sides, either face up or face down, and you're going to press into your feet and lift your hips to the air. And then what I like to do for an added heart opener is I like to clasp my arms behind my back like you would if you're standing, but roll your shoulder blades under and see if you can clasp your hands. You can get as close as you want, or whatever feels good there. But I really like that expansion, again, throughout my chest, throughout my heart, and it reminds me to kind of just open up and surrender. And to a lot of our yoga training too, we talked about like just shining our heart towards the heavens and shining our heart forward. And that's just a good reminder in life, is to just shine your heart to other people, shine that light, shine your truth. Yeah, so I think that's all I got for that part. And then I was going to share with you some crystal recommendations, and some essential oil recommendations. So, let me grab a drink of water quick. I'm doing pretty good on time. I've got like 10 more minutes. Okay, so the oil recommendations I have, I actually just did a live cast this morning on this oil. If you're on my business page, or if you're on my personal page, Instagram, I did a live video on Feel Your Feminine. So if you want to feel more feminine as well as open that heart chakra, Rose Touch from doTERRA is the oil for you. It's actually the most high vibrational oil you can get. And I am out, so I need to order more because I literally use this. I'm trying to see if this one has as many drops in here. I don't think it does, but it's a 10 milliliter roller bottle and I've used all of it. So I need to get more of that, but I use it as like a skincare routine. I use it as like perfume for like date night or just every day. I like to use it like as deodorant, as well as, what else did I mention earlier today? But yeah, you can diffuse it. You can pop the roller top off and take like a little, or just gently like pour a couple drops into your diffuser and diffuse Rose. But really what it's doing is it's the oil of divine love. So it's reminding us to open our hearts, to see our situation with love, to feel love. Maybe you're just going through a really rough time right now. This is, I wanted to read from this book a little bit because it just says it so well. So I'm reading from the Emotions and Essential Oils book. And it says, if one can simply let go and choose to receive divine love, they are wrapped in warmth, charity, and compassion. And so if you are going through a rough time, oils are my go-to. Like I said, I immediately, when I felt that heaviness, when I felt that pain in my middle of my back, I got up, I diffused Breathe, I rolled Forgive on my body. And so it's just awesome to know, okay, I don't feel good, to gain that awareness. Now what can I do and how can I support myself? And Rose is a beautiful oil to do that. It helps us to feel our authenticity, our wholeness, and our purity. And so our heart chakra is knowing that purity and that authenticity and our wholeness all is already within us because we were created with it. We were created with this love. And it promotes positive feelings of compassion, receiving, accepted, empathy, healed, and tender-hearted. So I loved that. I wanted to share it with you guys. And then also for our renewing blend, Forgive is the other essential oil I recommend for the heart chakra. It's in our emotional aromatherapy kit, which is what I got started with. Absolutely love. And Forgive is the oil of renewing. Sorry, I have to find it. Okay. Sorry, it's our renewing blend, and it is the oil of forgiving. And so you may feel a tendency to justify and blaming others for your own personal situations or misfortunes. I thought that was like a really powerful thing associated with this oil is because, like I talked about, our heart chakra can be blocked when we're feeling jealous or when we're putting blame onto other people or why am I feeling this way, all that like victimhood stuff. And this blend helps us to treat others the way you would like to be treated, so the golden rule. And it invites individuals to free yourself of realizing that others are usually doing the best they can and deserve our compassion and forgiveness. So again, remembering in that time of going back and digging deeper into why you might have had the relationships you did. Maybe you're like past it, but you're looking at it and questioning it again. But having compassion for who you were in that moment and that you were doing the best you can and that all you wanted was love, and same with that other person or that situation. Like all that it was trying to give you was at its core love. And so I think if we can see it and remember that, even if we interpreted it or it came off the wrong way or the other person might have meant it, we were still love. So I hope that kind of makes sense. But those are the two oils that I absolutely love for the heart chakra. And then I wanted to share with you a couple crystal recommendations. So again, I'm an essential oil wellness advocate for doTERRA, but I don't call myself like an expert in crystals or anything. I just really love them and have felt their energetic properties and lightness whenever I use them with meditation. So I believe they're really powerful, and I love like shopping local for my crystals And if you want to check out someone that I get my crystals from, it's called Wild Woman Collective Shop from Natalie Bright Coaching. And I love her vibe. I love finding crystals that just like really resonate with what I'm dealing with or what I want to work through, or that just really help me as a soulpreneur and running my own business. So that's kind of how I got into them, just to raise my vibes, raise my energy as I like work at my desk and as I go throughout my life. As you can see, I'm wearing a rose quartz crystal today and wearing the color green. So these are both intentional, but they are both for the heart chakra. And rose quartz, I also have it like in a little stone. It looks like a light pink, very gentle, very loving, very light. And then this one I got from my mom. She got it at our little local shop back in Iowa. And it is called China Jade. And I just wanted to read this little card because it's so cute. Jade is said to bless whatever it touches and is the ultimate dream stone. Green jade is a stone of love. It supports new love and increases trustworthiness and fidelity. Jade is a stone of calm during chaos. Stroke a piece of jade periodically to recharge your energy and traditionally guard against illness. So if you're into zodiac signs, this is also a great stone for Pisces, Libra, Gemini, Taurus, and Aries. Shout out to all my Libras out there. And then lastly, this is fuchsite. Hope I'm saying that right. So fuchsite is another great crystal you can use. Obviously it's green, and it's great for opening your heart chakra, as I just looked on my Google search. So yeah, I like to, when I'm working with the chakras, if I just want to kind of work with one, I'll place it over that area, but I really love to meditate and put them in their designated spot on my body, and then just like meditate for like 11 minutes is kind of what I've been doing, is 11. But yeah, that's kind of how I use them, how I use essential oils, a little bit about the heart chakra. If you guys have any questions at all or are interested in learning more about the chakras, reach out to me, message me. We have some really exciting things coming up, and if you're interested in learning at all about these or want to get started with some emotional blends and kind of dive into that healing, dive into that spirituality, I would love to help mentor you through that process, and just help you to learn how to live this lifestyle, how to make it a daily ritual and just feel high vibe all the time. So if you're interested, please reach out, comment, share this with someone, and thank you all so much for tuning in and watching live if you're on here. And I love you, and I hope you have a great Tuesday.